Hypertext in reading. Is this term new to you? Keep on watching. Hello dear learners, this is Renette from Teaching Learning English. Welcome back to our reading and writing class. Considering that our lessons are focused on reading and writing skills, I bet I'm going to challenge you to start a new hobby of reading. What books have you recently read? Can you share the titles? What are your takeaways? Please write them below. Before we begin a new lesson, let's recall our previous lesson. Any guess? Oh, we talked about the three types of claims. They are the claims of fact, claims of value, and the claims of policy. Other reference materials added two claims, which are the claims of cause and claims of definition, but we merely focused on the three types of claims. And we also had a short quiz about the different types of claims. What was your score? I hope you got perfect. Our lesson objectives are the following. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to find out the meaning of hypertext and differentiate linear and non-linear text. Now, are you ready about our new lesson? Look at these. Which is better to read, the first or the second? Do you prefer to read soft copy reading materials or the physical one or the hard copy? Well, young people like you love to read digital type. We even have digital modules, digital novels, e-books, e-newsletters, e-magazines. These are e-reading resources. Whether we like it or not, with the rapidly changing times brought by technological breakthrough, our reading materials have not only changed, even the way we read materials. Why am I talking about e-resources? In the conventional or traditional reading, we read linear texts. When we say linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to the end. Here, the reader makes sense of the text according to the grammatical and syntactic arrangement of the words. This type of text has an order or sequence. It's typically the author of the text who decides the order of the text or its reading path. Generally, texts printed on paper are considered as linear texts. Novels, poems, short stories, letters, educational texts, all those texts we read from the beginning to the end are linear texts. We need to follow or read line by line so that we can understand the text. But in the new trend, we have the new system, the non-linear way of reading, which is through the use of links, and it is called hypertext. What is hypertext? From the dictionary, hyper, that is over, beyond, something more than usual. Example, hyperactive, more active than is usual or desirable. We have hyperacidity, hypertensive. So when we say text, that is a letter or combination of letters to carry or transfer a meaning. Meaning it is something beyond text, more than simple or plain or ordinary text. Nelson in 1987 described hypertext as a series of chunks connected by links that offer readers different pathways. It is nonlinear or multilinear, non-sequential, nodal, and allows for the reader's navigation control. Ted Nelson coined the words hypertext and hypermedia in 1965 and worked with Andries Van Dam to develop the hypertext editing in 1968. That's the history of hypertext. So hypertext is when you type a word and attach a link to that word so that upon clicking on that word, the reader is sent to the site attached. Alright? A hypertext looks like this. Okay? Hyperlink is when you type the link of the website you would like to quickly send to the reader. Hypertext is the foundation of the World Wide Web, enabling users to click on link to obtain more information on a subsequent page on the same site or from a website anywhere in the world. What are those hypertext materials? They are pictures, video materials, animated and audio illustrations. All those possibilities make hypertext materials content high and suitable for educational purposes. Other authors have categorized different terms. Let's say hypertext is just a text displayed. If it is hypermedia, it is not just a text but also images, sounds, animation, or videos. If it is multimedia, it involves linking images or videos or sounds and texts. The difference here is that these links are selected based on the ideas of the designer of the page and not always meet the necessities of the reader. Well, whatever it is, they all have texts. Simply, they are all called hypertext. You look at how our writing system started. When you go back to history, we started the use of papyrus scrolls, then codex, then manuscripts, then print, the liner text, the book, the index, the encyclopedia, the digital, and hyperlink. This is virtual writing. Links help users to easily research topics of interest or sometimes come across topics that they might not have been searching for, but that once seen can be of great help to understand what they were searching for in the first place. It is very common when we make PowerPoint presentations where we add materials and we call it hyperlink. Can you relate to that? We even use it in emails. Now, what are the advantages of hypertext? There are 9 advantages of hypertext that can be summarized as follows. The first is multiple paths of inquiry. Users in hypertext are often presented with multiple paths of inquiry to select at any given time. Any option that is taken can be quickly backtracked to investigate another option or link. The second is individualized learning opportunities. These multiple paths of inquiry can be customized for particular learners or groups of learners according to ability. That's why more links, more to click. The third is reader or learner control. A hypertext environment gives the learner control over paths of learning. Reader control allows the learner to make choices in navigating and manipulating the content on sites. The fourth is it supports the connection of ideas. Hypertext emulates the way we think through an association of ideas. That's according to Bush. We associate words and that starts our curiosity. The fifth one is some text is suited for hypertext. Some textual information is not easily presented in a linear form. Arguments and counter-arguments are easier to present in hypertext. The sixth one is creating new references. In many hypertext environments, learners can contribute their own work to be published in cyberspace and can easily link to existing documentation. And users have the ability to share in the authorship of documents as well as to create their own references. And the seventh is critical thinking. Don't you know that hypertext allows the readers to analyze information from multiple perspectives? Yes, because the information gathered from different sources engages users in critical thinking as they make choices, discover, and problem solve their own route through the topic being studied. One of the advantages of hypertext is the ease of navigation. Navigational aids such as bookmarks and history lists allow the user quick access within a document. Bookmarks allow return to point of interest, and history lists allow backtracking of the learner's navigational steps. This is easier than just the traditional bookmarking. And the last one is the asynchronous communication. Not only does hypertext suppose synchronous communication, that is the online way, but it's also giving it a similar functionality as a book. Hypertext enable direct communication with an author or expert, that is asynchronous communication. And in this way, this is providing an enriched learning environment. You can download many ebooks as you like and enjoy easy way of reading. Well, if there are advantages, there are also disadvantages. The first one is paper-based information is more comfortable to read. For me, I still prefer to read physical or hard copy books. I don't know. Maybe for young people like you like to read digital materials. But for me, I prefer still the hard copy one. The second is computer is required, or you need a gadget or even a phone to read those ebooks or those digital materials. The third one is reader's disorientation. Critics of hypertext say that learners may lose their sense of direction or location as they move and select links in hypertext with so many links. And there may be a problem with concentration as the learner moves through hypertext. Each link may redirect the learner's attention and require a shift in disorientation. Unlike when you read a book, you just have to continue the normal way. Well, how about you? How's your experience about it? The fourth one is cognitive overhead. Cognitive overhead is the effort and concentration required to maintain several tasks at one time. That's why a well-designed hypertext environment will minimize cognitive overhead. So this is a challenge for authors nowadays if they use hypertext. And not good for the eyes. Imagine yourself reading for how many hours. Reading from the screen is different from reading in a linear form like real or hard books. The next one is too much control. When you are bombarded with so many information, you will be overwhelmed because you have clicked many links and you don't know where to concentrate or focus. How's your experience about it? Well, I have shared to you the pros and cons of using hypertext. The question is it high time to use hypertext? Well, technology is here to stay. We have to embrace this kind of reading strategy. This is a challenge for traditional authors or writers, even a challenge for me as a reader because I'm not really used to reading soft copy materials. This is part of change. How about you? What's your experience on reading PDF files or ebooks with hypertexts? Do you prefer ebooks or physical books? Do share your takeaways in the comment section below. Happy learning, everyone. See you.